Hi, Malaya. It's Mrs. Six. So I'm at testing, but I thought I would try and send you this video just so you could see what I was talking about. Okay, and hopefully you can hear me okay because I don't have like my headset or anything, and I don't have my other webcam, so hopefully you can hear me okay. Okay. So the first thing is that for your actual slides, you are supposed to put everything on one slide, all right? So you have yours in three separate slides. So all of your information technically should have been on one slide. So that's the first thing. Um, so the next thing that you're doing, and I'm just going to go down to here to do your explanation. So you say, your first slide is logos, logical appear where the reader can actually pay attention to what they're reading. So that's not really what the definition of logos is. So you're not, so logos is the logical portion of it. So that means that would be anything with numbers. So if you're giving examples of numbers, then you're going to have it as logos, which would make sense, right? So you would, if we look back at your thing, I don't see anything that has numbers in it necessarily. Um, so you want to kind of think about that, all right? However, you do talk about Jay-Z and the Kardashians, so there is something else with rhetorical appeals that have to do with like celebrities or whatever, right? So we talked about that, and that would be ethos. So the ethical side of it. So if a celebrity is endorsing it, then it becomes ethos automatically, right? So that's kind of what I was talking about, right? And then cherry picking, we didn't discuss cherry picking in our class at all. It's not one of the things we talked about. It's not on our list of resources. We did not use that at all. And then snob appeal, we didn't use that either. I'm not even sure what snob appeal is. So you have your logical appeal, right? So then I don't know what cherry picking would be, but that would you need so you have your logical appeal. So if you add ethos in there, that would make sense because of the celebrities. Um, um, and then if you have go back and use for the rhetorical device, the propaganda technique, and then also the faulty analogy. Um, you want to make sure that or not faulty analogy, rhetorical, what's the fourth one? I can't think of what the fourth one is called right now. But those four things that we're discussing that you're supposed to have on there, right? So um, iPhone is great was the anaphora I used. So I'm looking to see where iPhone is great. So you have iPhone is great at the beginning, but I don't see where you have used it more than once. So anaphora or anaphora is repetition. So you need to have it used like throughout your whole presentation, right? Or throughout that whole slide multiple times. That would make it anaphora because it would be repetition at the beginning of something, right? Epistrophe is repetition at the end of something. So while you have a lot of good ideas that you can use here, you're not really hitting what the assignment calls for. So what I would like for you to do is go back and look at those student examples. And so if we look at what you have now, if you look at Jay-Z and Kardashians, right? So that automatically becomes the um, ethos, right? But if you're using celebrities, it also becomes something else. So there was another thing we talked about in class and that we discussed that it also lends to that, which would be one of the one of the uh, one of the propaganda techniques. So if you go back and look at the propaganda techniques, using celebrities all hits both of these things here. So hopefully